Good afternoon everyone on this Australia Day wet, windy, wild, tornadic weekend. Okay, I'm filming this on my iPhone to enable for very fast uploads. Okay, I'd like to steer you all straight across to the Queensland alert site. This is an outstanding site for the latest emergency alerts, media units, Bureau of Meteorology. It contains the lot. Please go to Queensland Alert and keep an eye on all the feeds there. We'll keep up to the best of our ability with the situation at hand, passing on these warnings. Also head across to the Bureau of Meteorology Queensland Warning Summary page. There's a large number of warnings, including 2 severe weather warnings, fire warnings, flood warnings for large areas down the Queensland coast. There are emergency warnings in place for Turrbal for high tides, Gladstone for high tides coupled with flooding, and Gooveen emergency alert near Billawheeler. They are releasing the Callide Dam to unprecedented levels. I've just had confirmation that the bridge at Billawheeler has gone under. People are being moved to high ground there. Okay, let's have a look at this system. This ex-tropical cyclone Oswald that has moved down the Queensland coast over the last week, causing havoc. It is currently situated about near Rockhampton, the centre, and all the heavy rainfall and the tornado reports are coming from the southeastern side of the low centre. There is heavy rainfall wrapping around on the southern flank also. So there's your satellite picture. Here is the current radar. You can see the heaviest rainfall is currently falling from about Gladstone, the hinterland of Gladstone, south down towards Bundaberg, now Hervey Bay. There's also some quite intense cells moving onshore around about the Maroochydore area. These squall cells, some of these more intense cells do have the possibility of containing tornadoes and water spouts. We have seen 150 homes damaged at Burnett Heads alone. There's been another report of one at Coona and one earlier on at Bagara. We'll continue to warn these as they come in. There's already a video posted for this. Okay, let's have a look at the forecast track of the low. You can see these are the winds at 850, about 3,000 feet. They are very strong. They are wrapping in from offshore around the low, which is currently positioned just to the west of Rockhampton at 4 PM Australia Day. We'll scroll through the timeline in 3 hourly blocks, and I don't need to speak to you. I'll just show you what happens with this low in the forecast. Tracking south. Into New South Wales, 4 PM Sunday. There you go. It is tracking south through inland parts of southeast Queensland. The heaviest rain is on the eastern, southeastern and southern flanks, where the very strong low-level winds are wrapping all this moisture and rain, feeder rain bands onshore. These wind gusts have been warned along the coast to be destructive to 125 k's or in excess of, over inland parts to 110 k's an hour. Let's have a look at rainfall totals now associated with this system. Again, this is in 3 hour blocks. You can see that 110 mils is forecast from 4 PM around the Gympie, south of Gympie area, extending inland. If we progress on the timeline, these are 3 hour blocks, 7 PM tonight. The heaviest rain does shift south, Mundubra, Taroom, Bundaberg. Brisbane starts to ramp up, Gold, Sunshine coasts. As we progress through the timeline in the early hours of Sunday morning, the rainfall also increases around Gympie, Dalby, out to Roma, Lismore, Gold Coast, Brisbane. You're looking at 3 hour precip totals there of 70 mil every 3 hours. Progressing through the timeline into Sunday, you can see what happens with the rain. The heaviest rain does contract through towards the southeast of Brisbane, Gold Coast, northeast New South Wales, Lismore. You've got a 3 hour precip total there of 135 millimetres. So very, very heavy rainfall, possibly leading to flash flooding and river flooding anywhere south of Rockhampton, extending inland, possibly over inland parts. We're yet to see how much rain does fall over inland parts. But certainly the coastal areas will be subject to flash flooding, possibly severe, river flooding, minor, moderate, some smaller rivers and creeks and streams may reach major flooding. We do not expect Brisbane to flood or Ipswich to flood. Wivenhoe has the capability of holding back this event. Last year was totally different. There is no need for panic. However, if you do live in a low-lying area, flood-prone area, have your storm kit ready, have your preparations ready to move to higher ground, to a friend's place. If you have concerns, obviously ring the SES as well. Just keep an eye on the warnings. They will come thick and fast when the event reaches Brisbane, Gold and Sunshine Coast. Let's have a look at the accumulated totals here. Okay, these for the next 4 days. You can still see that over parts of the southern Queensland, central southern Queensland coast, southeast Queensland, northeast New South Wales and central coast of New South Wales, there are forecast totals for the next 4 days in excess of 400 millimetres. We have seen close to 1,000 millimetres fall in 2 to 3 days or 2.5 days near Gladstone. Okay, we'll go on and produce a flood forecast video after this one. Don't forget to check out the tornado forecast that I've put up on Higgins Storm Chasing on YouTube. One word, Higgins Storm Chasing. There are 2 videos on there, a high resolution and a low res for mobiles, outlining the risk areas for possible further tornadoes and waterspouts. We've recently had a report on Queensland Alert of yet a third tornado report near Coona, 20 km south of Bundaberg. The QPS Media Unit, Queensland Police, do advise that residents in the Bundaberg area need to remain inside. Tornado activity can be unpredictable and destructive. It's the potential for tornadoes is forecast. However, pinpointing where these and when these may hit almost impossible. We do identify that the likelihood of tornadoes with this system are in the stronger rain squalls and cells that are moving in from a northeast fashion over the ocean and impacting the land. They will appear on radar quite vividly as a small intense cell, but that's not limiting tornadoes and spouts to these either. Alright guys, stay safe. There is a lot of rain forecast. For HSC, if you would like, we've also got the tornado cover post up, which gives a forecast and a warning. If I go over to the page, you need to check get notifications, hover above the like symbol, and if you want to get all of our notifications, just check on the like symbol, which I can't find at the moment. Got too much going on. Alright guys, I'll go, okay, and stay safe, stay up to date with warnings, and we'll continue to do forecast videos and warnings on page. Please be very patient with questions. We are snowed under. The page is going up at a rate of 1,000 every hour, so all these questions we simply can't keep up with. Just head across to the Queensland Alert or help each other out on page. If you see someone ask a question that you may be able to help answer, then please do so. Thanks guys.